let's go to some broker updates, and then I've got something to share with you about a special event we're having next week. First of all, I wanted to tell you we're getting calls into the support department because the Bank Breezy team has expanded and they're hearing names they haven't heard before. Hey, is Steven part of the team? I've not heard that name. Is Garrett part of the team? I've not heard that name. Is Daniela part of the team? I've not heard that name. So here's what we're growing the Bank Breezy team. And if the email comes from bankbreezy.com, it is a Bank Breezy team member. The team has grown from 2 to 8. And it will continue to grow. They're working the stalls, they're working renewals, they're working reach outs, they're reaching out to old funded clients who haven't gotten a renewal in 5 years. They're reaching out to old people who stalled. They're reaching out to people who got offers who didn't take the offers. We are reaching out to all your clients, and you are the broker of record. So even if someone applied 8 years ago, we've got that data and we're reaching out to them. And if they get funding, you are the broker of record unless you quit. But the good news is if they quit, we know who their enrollers are. And we know the agency, and you're still getting paid. We don't go, oh, that's a house deal now, we get to keep that. No, we say, okay, that was part of Harlequin's team. Harlequin's getting paid on it. I know they didn't renew and they're a canceled broker, and we got them to become a funding. But so that canceled broker is not getting paid, but the enroller's getting paid, and their override spreads are getting paid, and the personal commission becomes a house deal. But that's only 10% because we still pay the override spread to the agency leader. So our team doing that is generating a lot of additional revenue and bigger checks for all of you. So make sure you're positioned to get paid through your 5 levels. Make sure you're climbing the personal commission ladder for override spreads. Make sure you understand the comp plan, because you want to get positioned. Otherwise, these checks go by you. DAC pays out 100% of bonus revenue on every deal. It's just whether you're captured to get it or not. If it's in your team, and as Ellen said, when the team is working and producing, she gets nice override spreads. Yeah, because she's climbed that ladder. So she captures it. Now she moves to the next level. She gets another 2.5% of that override spread. But she's got to be, as all of you do, got to be qualified every 6 months, which at least $1,000 in bonus revenue every 6 months. And then you get that. Keep in mind, we're drumming up business from people who applied in 2016. 2016, 9 years ago, we're drumming up business, right? That's the Bank Breezy team. That's why we expanded our offerings, because we had all this data. And so let's go mine this data and let's turn them into some customers. They're good business owners. Now, the unfortunate thing is a lot of those business owners couldn't get approved then, but can now, or got approved, didn't take the money, or did take the money. So we're working with all of them. So know that the team's grown. If it's coming from Bank Breezy, you know about it. Relevate pay card. Some of you are still under the impression of the old Relevate pay card, or you don't know how you're paid. When you get a first commission, leaders, make sure you get this information out through your weekly communication. Hopefully you have a text communication or Zoom communication or a weekly meeting, something going on with your local market and your leaders throughout the country. Relevate is causing a lot of confusion. That is the pay card. And they don't realize that is initiated when they get their first commission email. When they get their first commission email, at that point, they get an email. They get a commission funding from us. When we upload that money into Relevate, they immediately get an email automated to their email address saying, set up your Relevate pay card. And many people are ignoring that. And so because they're ignoring that, they don't know who Relevate is. Because they're ignoring that, I'm guessing that's why. They say, hey, I haven't gotten paid. What's going on? Well, you got to set up your Relevate pay card. You can't set it up until you earn a commission. But once you earn a commission, you're then triggered to set up your pay card. Are we working on other ways of doing it? Yes, but we can't set up a card until commissions are earned. There's a cost to it, and Relevate set up thousands of cards on people who never earn commissions, spend a couple dollars a person. We're not going to ask them to do that anymore. So it's free for us, just so you all know. If we leave Relevate, we have to charge you a check fee because they cost money to send money to all these other pay cards. Relevate charges us zero. So that's pretty exceptional. And in order to do that, we've agreed with them that we're not going to create a card until a commission is earned. So make sure your team knows, watch for that Relevate email. And as soon as they set it up, it takes them about 10 minutes. The money's live. It's in their account that moment. By the time they get the commission email, the money's already in their account. They just can't see it until they set up their card. We've already sent them the money. It's already transferred real time. As soon as they turn it on, even if it's 11 o'clock at night, the money's in their card right now. So whenever they turn that on. So make sure you spread the news about Relevate. Spanish update. We talked a couple weeks ago about setting up our Spanish website, that if you have a Spanish friend, they can apply. We have Spanish speaking people now who can talk to them, but the website is not yet done. The front end is done. Tyler got his whole end done. The forms are done, but we've got to get some back end stuff resolved with our partners on how we hand over Spanish versus English, so we know who's calling the outbound call. He's working on that as fast as he can. It's not up to him; it's up to the partner funding teams to help us create those processes. So we had set a goal for the first of the year to be live, and like I said, our website, our end's done. But the process, until we get that fine-tuned and tested, we can't launch those websites. So we're hoping still for the first, but we can't promise that because we're kind of at a log jam. We do have meetings being set up to solve and resolve this. It's now become a hot priority to get resolved so we can take live, right? We want to get it live. The other side is Giggle, as an example. Giggle is not Spanish. They're working on getting their Spanish. So if we take our site live and we have someone apply on a Spanish site, but they don't qualify for bigger funding, they're sent to Giggle, and Giggle's all English. They're going, what happened? So there's more to it than just translate the site. That part's already been done. It's been done for over 10 days. All right. So it's getting the back end stuff. So know that we're working on it. And as soon as it's ready, it'll be launched. Until then, if you have a Spanish speaking person, they can apply and they can speak to a funding person in Spanish. But unfortunately, they're going to read everything in English right now. It's coming, though. It's coming. It's coming. I wouldn't wait. I'd recruit some Spanish speaking people because that market is very, very big and untapped. So anyone you know who's bilingual, it's a good time to be talking to them. Puerto Rico, we are now live in. And same thing, most people in Puerto Rico can speak English fluently, but their primary language is Spanish. So the Spanish site's not live yet, but they can still apply and we can help them. We're already doing fundings in Puerto Rico. So congratulations. Now, we are getting confirmation that Puerto Rican reps can get paid through Relevate, because they can't in Canada. So we don't have that confirmation yet. So just know there's, anytime we do a beta launch into something, we have a couple of clinky areas. But so if you recruit anyone out of Puerto Rico, we're assuming we can pay them through Relevate. We don't have that. Morgan, we don't have that confirmation yet, do we? I'm going to assume we don't. If you know that, Morgan.
Not yet. No, she's not
yet. Okay, cool. Not yet. No confirmation yet of that. So at this point, worst case, we'd pay through Venmo or some other method of payment, but we want one form of payment, of course. All right. I wanted to show you my screen for a minute. I'm going to show you a couple slides. I'm going to go through these quick, and the last slide is about a special event next week. One of the things I want you all to recognize is the way to build this business best. Okay, got to get this out of here. This is what I'm looking for right here. Okay, y'all see that screen?
Absolutely.
Okay, Precious, you talked about, it's overwhelming. Anything we do, like a maze, if you get started and you don't pick up your pencil, I'm just going to touch on this for a second. You don't need to read all that. If you don't pick up your pencil, eventually you find the right path. The people who quit, pick up their pencil, they'll never finish the maze. But if you never pick up your pencil and you keep on going, as Harlequin said, 3% improvement, you hit a wall, turn around, go the other way. Hit a wall, turn around, go the other way. Some people, they put their pencil in and they make their first pass. They go right to the end. They're not smarter. They just got lucky and chose the right paths. But everybody can get through if you just keep on going. But here's the problem. Most people don't think they can, or they think they can't. Think they can. Ellen talked about, remember something you've done in your past today, because that'll help you remind yourself of what you did. And this is, Henry Ford said this, and he's right. Precious and everyone else, I wasn't going to show this, but as we heard what Ellen said, I said, I got to show this. I created another slide to talk about the event, but summary for winning in DAC real quick. Build your client base. Number one, How? Meet, greet, and inform. Track who you follow up with and get referrals. Number two, launch other agencies. Duplicate. Attract a team of high achievers, those who have goals and the discipline to work toward them every day. Remember, I talked about we want people who take the opportunity, but also the responsibility to pursue the opportunity. Remain disciplined to do even when you don't feel like it. Teaching and duplicating an agency network. Duplication is a result of learning. Ellen talked about coachability. How many times have I said the same things that people don't do? They're not coachable. Nothing you can do. Varsity football coach with someone who's uncoachable, knows what to do, says it, but eventually stops saying it. You get compassion fatigue. You quit coaching people who don't do what you've already showed them to do 3 times. Ellen will stop showing up to the meeting if she shows up for you 3 times and you don't show. She's probably not going to show up the second time, right? So it comes down to everybody being coachable. And then when you learn it, you can teach others. What does it take to win here? Real simple. Good service that helps clients. Do we have that? Yes. Training. Do we have it? Yes. A game plan? Yes. Strong leadership? Yes. Experts to help serve your client? Definitely. Partnerships with lenders? Yes. Compensation? Amazing. Ability to adjust to market shifts? You bet. We've always adjusted. But the key here is not all that stuff. We've already got that. That's called the opportunity. It's the mindset. If you aren't always thinking and focusing on what it takes to win, you're going to struggle to win. Even if all the other, now don't create pressure that knocks you out. Don't create pressure that makes you quit. Create pressure that makes you hungry, like being on the second string and going to the gym late at night, or being last in the leaderboard to get to the first, or, that type pressure that moves you. You're doing things to help people, but it takes focus. Starts with vision. Our vision, I'm almost done here. Our vision is you must have a vision, then set a goal and follow a proven process to achieve it. The process you follow takes you to where you are today. The process you have followed, whether that's inactivity, lazy activity, doing your own activity, trying it your own way, not following the training, uncoachable activity, or dormant activity takes you to right where you are today, or super good activity. Leadership. You heard Ellen tell that story. Is it any wonder she's got a great team? Is it any wonder she has a team that produces? She's built and built and built and supported people. She leads when other people don't lead. She takes initiative when other people don't take initiative. So she follows that process every day. What's our vision? To fuel rockstar business owners with capital. Also offering brokers the best chance to be successful. Also having God's signature all over all of it. Right? That's the vision. That's what makes me work this. What is your vision, though? What is your reason why? Escape the rat race, financial freedom with flexibility, retire yourself for spouse, build an import. So you got to determine that after you know your vision, then create your goal. But then most importantly is have the process. What is the process? How many conversations do you have to have today? You don't know that? Then you don't have a process yet. How many people are you talking to about becoming a broker today? You don't have that yet? What's your process? How many people are you following up with that you talked to in the past? You don't have that? What's your process? How many people are you talking to in your team about their goals? About how many people did you promote get on Fridays? I saw a text from Tom Hansen. Thanks, Tom, that I'm included in his group. And he said, hey, guys, Ellen Wynn is going live right now in the huddle. He promoted to his team. How many of you promoted to your team to be here to this now? Or did you just assume they would be? He took leadership. Right? So what is your process to be a leader? It's not just what is your process to be a broker. That's part of it. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it can be hard. So take a bite one at a time. Maybe you're not a leader yet of your team, but you can still be a promoter. You can still remind people of the events. So human nature is pulling us back. It always will pull us back. Human nature is for us is to get and remain comfortable, not to be high achievers, especially up here in the wintertime right now. It's 30 degrees outside in Michigan. There's got 1.5 feet of snow the other day. My driveway's full of magnesium, sodium, salt to keep it from icing up. Can't walk down my driveway without falling, without that on it, because it's so cold and bitter cold. It's so much easier to just hit the fireplace and watch a video than work. It's so much easier to cuddle up, cozy up, right? Watch a movie. It takes discipline and constant desire to defy your human nature. Your human nature is unfortunately comfort. And that's why people who are super about to get evicted all of a sudden get motivated. Their comfort's about to be taken. So we don't want to get to that point. We want to get ahead, right? Takes discipline. So you can see what it says there. What it takes about discipline is doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it, and not doing what you shouldn't do even when you feel like it. So here's where we come to an end here. Live up to these standards and you can expect to win. You must buy into the DAC beliefs. You must have a personal vision in line with our vision. You must have knowledge of the positioning in the funding marketplace versus banks. You must have knowledge of our funding products, positioning, eligibility, pricing, range of expected approvals, process for enrolling clients, how to meet, greet, and inform as a pro, how to follow up with clients, how to monopolize your marketplace. In other words, you must also know the comp plan and the qualifications for personal commissions and DAC training system, how to get and stay plugged in. This is what it takes to be a leader. Now, you don't have to understand all this up front, but as Harlequin said, just bite off one of these today. If you don't know our funding and the positioning in the marketplace compared to banks, then go learn that in the funding training. Agency expansion and duplication system, how to monopolize your marketplace. You're going to hear about a special event about that right now. The enrollment process, getting started training, game plan, leadership of the doers, and a leadership development system. And the last thing I'll say is this. This here is the benefit of DAC to you. The benefit of DAC to you. You know what the benefit is to the business owner. They can get access to capital to grow, but what are we trying to help you do? We're trying to help you move to the right side of this quadrant here, to the business owner or investor. The people on the left, they have to work to earn. And you may be self-employed with DAC right now. You have to work to earn. But eventually, like Ellen said, you get to a point where you have a team, where you're like a business owner. You're getting paid override spreads based on your team's production. And then you can start investing that money. Ellen's talking about, and she's already doing this. I won't share her private story, but I know she's investing in real estate as rentals and flips, and she's doing other things. She's got a limo business. She's got DAC. She's not driving as much as she used to. She's got a couple of clients she still drives because they own airlines or they own businesses and she's taking care of them. She's got her health insurance business and she started through DAC that's boomed and she's gotten some big clients, right? So she's being a business owner. It's available to all of you. And that's why we're doing this, is so that you can monopolize your marketplace. And I'll end by saying this. We want to move you to the right side where you're not just self-employed. You have opportunities, systems, marketing, training, expertise, comp plan. We provide it all. This is what I want you to know about. Write that down. Next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing a Zoom with everybody who wants to lead their local market. I said lead their local market. I didn't say become a viral YouTube sensation or a social influencer. That's a different training. This is for people who want to monopolize their local marketplace. Their local marketplace. Monopolize, it means dominate, be the only one doing business funding other than your bank. The only one. You have something. And Tuesday night, we're going to go through the whole system. And you, real quickly, here's a checklist that everyone goes through on the system. You'll see it Tuesday night if you want to participate. But this event, write that down, 8 p.m. Tuesday. Monopolizing your marketplace team is you have something no one else has. And you can be a broker, and that's perfectly fine. Or you can monopolize your marketplace and be the only broker who earns on your marketplace because you've also built a team. And between you and your team, you can support every business. Now, maybe you have a small town and there's only 10 businesses and you can support them all. You don't need to recruit anyone. But then make your circle, make your target a little bigger. But right now, if you're living like Matt and Nick do over the phone only in text, hey, they're succeeding, right? They live in Argentina. They don't have the ability to lead a local marketplace while physically being there. They can't walk into the coffee shop in town. They can't walk into the dry cleaner in town or the pizza shop in town or the donut shop or the coffee shop. They can't walk into any of them. because they live in Argentina. We don't fund in Argentina. So they're competing the hard way through the telephone only. They're competing the hard way through texting only and emails only. They're competing the difficult way because there's thousands of people who work for our funders, for the 100 funders out there, and they have one job: beat the phones all day long. Text 400 people an hour, email 4,000 people a day, phone call 2,000 people a day. That's what the people are doing out of New York. And there's over 100 companies with sales floors doing that. And they're calling every business owner in America. And so if you're trying to compete with that, you need their experience. You need to lie like they're willing to lie. Not all of them do, but many of them do. You need to pretend you've got the package already like they do. That's what they're doing. You know how you beat them? You monopolize your local marketplace. You don't try to beat them at what they do. It's hard to beat them what they do. You say, man, I've called 10 people. They don't call me back because they think you're one of the people from New York. They think you're one of the people who are just making up BS stuff. They think you're one of the thousands of phone calls they get a year from business funders. You're not that, though. If you build in your local marketplace, Nick and Matt are pros on the phone. They can come up over time. They can make it happen. And you can too. I'm not saying don't make phone calls, make them. But you know where you make them? Your local market. Your area code rings on their phone. You're not some New York. Now they can mask it and they can put your area code on too. So what else do? You leave a message. Hey, I'm local. I'm local. I wanted to reach out. You text them. Hey, I'm local. You stop in and see them. I'm local. They can't touch that. They can't compete with that. You monopolize your marketplace. Warren Buffett says when he invests in things, he invests only in businesses that has a moat around it. You know what a moat is? A moat is that river around a castle, and right? And they put that river to protect the king inside. You'd have to be able to swim across, and they'd put gators in it or guards to watch over it. You couldn't get in unless the drawbridge came down. You can't get in the castle. It's surrounded by a moat, a river of protection. You know what your moat is in DAC? It's nothing if you're not monopolizing your local marketplace. It's nothing if you're not selling in your local marketplace. It's nothing if you're not serving your local marketplace. It's nothing at all except the Bank Breezy funding platform, if you can get them to hear that, if you can get them to pay attention to what you're saying. But you are looking just like the people out of New York. And again, there's over 100 alternative companies. Every one of them has hundreds of people or dozens of people working the phones all day long. Now, do you want to compete with that or do you want to defeat it? I don't want to compete with it by doing what they do. I want to defeat it. I want to monopolize. You go to my friends in Milford, Michigan, and you call them New York, you're not getting that funding. You kidding me? They know David Rutz right here in their town has been in funding for 10 years or 1 year, doesn't matter how long. They know they got a local guy right here they can talk to, come and sit with them, talk to them. And not just me, team I recruit. So you monopolize your marketplace. How? Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going through the checklist of what you need to do to monopolize your marketplace, how to do it with a team, or how to do it just yourself. But this one's focused on a large enough market where you need a team and what to do with that team and monopolize. You don't need to worry about any other cities. Aim small, dominate it, monopolize it. One small market. You can make 10 to 15 grand a month in override spreads in one small market when you monopolize it. Try doing that over the telephones. Well, you got to have thousands of brokers because 90% will never get a client in 100 because they're doing things they can't do. If they would just talk to their warm market business, 50% of them would get a client, but they don't. Even though we tell them start with your warm market, they think, wow, there's people watching this right now. You've not told your uncle that you're in business funding. You've not told your cousin you're in business funding. I was at Thanksgiving and I saw my nephew and I learned there that he's a real estate broker. I learned there he's a commercial real estate broker. Some of you aren't taking notes right now. Some of you aren't paying attention to what Ellen said. Some of you are in distraction mode. That's easy to do. But most of you are here paying attention, right? But are you coachable and going to do it Tuesday night? If you want to monopolize your marketplace, you need to be there. And we're not going to require anyone be. We're not going to force you to be, but we're going to offer you the opportunity. It's your responsibility to seize it and take advantage of it. And when Ellen says, people I've recruited, some of them aren't with us anymore. They all went off and did their own things eventually, right? But you know what they did? They all took leadership of their local market. Every one of them monopolize their marketplace. That's why I still earn on them. There's still events going on in Houston, Texas today that I get paid on that I'm not there. There's still events going on in Colorado this week. There's events in San Diego this week. There's events in Florida this week. There's events all over the country this month that I'm earning on because people are leading their local market. I taught them how. Now, who taught me? Someone taught me how. Someone taught me how. I didn't create it on my own. Someone taught me. I duplicated. I was coachable. I took better notes than anybody. If you said turn left, I'm already left. If you said bump up there, turn right over there, I didn't say why. I said, you're the guy. I'm following. I'm doing it. Now I followed the wrong person. Talk about be careful who you duplicate. My mentor told me that I was a effing something or another in front of 1,000 people because I drove a BMW. He said, until you have a Mercedes, sit the F down. That's what he told me in front of 1,000 people. You know what I did on the way home from that event in Boston, Massachusetts, as a young 22-year-old, 23-year-old, didn't know any better? Drove in with my BMW, pulled out with a Mercedes because I was that coachable, stupid, vulnerable, coachable. We're not teaching you to do things that'll hurt you. We've protected you from that. I'm not charging $1,000 for this leadership event. I could. I'm not charging $100 for this leadership event. I could. I'm not charging $20 renewal for you to be in DAC. We could. We don't charge you a penny. We provide it all free because I got abused by people financially in this industry. I went to $12,000 trainings and $20,000 trainings, and I opened offices for $30,000 a month for 6 offices. And I took that burden on at 25 years old because my mentor told me unless I did, I couldn't make it. And he was who I followed. Now I succeeded, but you know what I did? I left him and started my own company, and I took away all that crap because we don't do that. So Tuesday, you want to hear how to build a nationwide organization of agents who are out brokers who are out there funding. It's simple. It's not overcomplicated. It's not risky. There's no risk. I took all the risk away. I will never ask someone to take a risk, even if they're an adult that I know 9 out of 10 will lose money with. I won't ask you to do it, even though it works for 10%. And it's not my fault if someone doesn't make their money back. I won't do it. I did it for too long, not knowing what I was doing. So it's complimentary, but it's not zero value. It's produced hundreds of millions of dollars, billions actually, in sales. My first company, shortly after I left, duplicated, did over 800 million, 500 million, 900 a year, not like one time, not like in history. So we've not done that in DAC. We've not done that. So I don't want to pretend that we have. We've also not built with a local monopolize your marketplace system. And we are Tuesday night. And I'm only working with people who are trying to monopolize the marketplace going forward. If you want to be a social media star, go for it. Good for you. But I'm not calling you back and talking to you about your plans because I don't know what to do there. But I've never failed building local markets. I've never failed building local markets. So I have to do what God's entrusted in me to do, which is use my experience and rely on Him, rely on the Holy Spirit, and teach what I know. And let's grow. So Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, DAC Zoom, be there live, cancel things, do what you got, take responsibility to be there live. It's 5 o'clock on the West Coast, Dave. I understand. I understand you may have to make some changes to be there on time. You may have to push dinner or be listening in on the way home. I get it. Do it anyway. If you want to monopolize your marketplace, take responsibility for having this opportunity. All right. We're not going to go to questions today. I see some hands up. We're not going to do that, but we are going to take some comments of people. If you have questions, email support or put it in the support. But if anyone has any comments about this, I want to take your comments. If there's anything I wasn't clear on, ask support and they'll be able to help you out. Who do we got? Who wants to share something? I want you all to have this checklist, but only the ones who are going to actually implement it and do it, not just be excited to have it, but take responsibility for completing it. It's pretty simple.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Yes,
Who do we
sir.
got? Yes.
We got Norma. Go ahead, Norma.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, David. Yeah, so I wanted to share something really quick, you guys, on mindset. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Okay. That is a famous quote by Henry Ford. And I think about that often. And sometimes, I have to redirect myself because it's very easy to, go into these thoughts that do not serve us. Another thing I wanted to share with you guys that for many years now, before I came into finance, I did social work actually, and I used to teach the youth and their families to eliminate the word try from their vocabulary. Because when you are using the word try, oh, I'm going to try to make it, or I'm going to try to make this many calls, or what have you, um, you're actually planting self doubt already, right? So people are like, well, what am I going to say if I can't say the word try? Well, I'm saying I'm working on it. I am working on it, guys. When you use the word try, it's already showing a lack of commitment, and it also is implying potential failure. That's all I had to say, you guys. I hope that these little nuggets served you. God bless everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Norma. Appreciate it very much. You must have dialed in a little late because that was one of the slides we showed. So I'm glad
Ah,
we're in
I
line with
sure
that Henry
did.
Ford quote.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
no
Great
sorry at all.
minds.
That's confirmation of good wisdom all around.
I
And
was,
by the
yeah.
way, yes, someone taught me the same. Try means you already accept the fact that you might fail. So you're either doing it or you're not. You're working on it or you're not. And go back to that maze, guys, that we showed. If you try to finish that maze, you'll probably quit. If you just keep your pencil down until you get to the end of the maze, you will succeed. This is like a maze until you know how, just keep doing. But if you don't make progress, if you're not moving that pen along, you're not even working at it. You're sitting still. That's inactivity. You're not reaching out to anyone. You're not recruiting anyone. You're not learning the system. You're not doing any of the things. That is not acceptable. Your family deserves better. You deserve better. Inactivity is not acceptable. Bad activity. I failed on my corporate call today. I had a corporate call today and I totally failed on it. And I told everyone before the call was over, guys, I apologize. I failed on today's call. I communicated something I didn't mean to communicate. Bumped into a wall, turn around, go again. Turn around and go again. I said things in a way that made them feel a certain thing. They didn't say that, but I knew it. And so I communicated wrong. I failed. You're going to fail. Okay. That's not failure. That's finding the next bump. It's just finding the next bump because as you move through the bumps, you eventually find you get into another maze that's a lot easier. It's called lifestyle, and it's lifestyle, not living, surviving. It's lifestyle. It's when money truly is not an issue. Ellen Wynn, what do you got for us, Ellen?
David, great message. Thank you. I just wanted to piggyback on what you were talking about on the training that you're going to do on Tuesday night. And, I have people in my team that do a great job on social media and they've attracted a lot of clients on social media. But I know the path that you're leading on Tuesday, and what you are going to be teaching on Tuesday is something that everybody can do. It is duplicatable. And that's where the social media stars and all that, that's not duplicatable. Some people are going to have success with it and they're going to do the things that they need to do, but most people aren't going to succeed at being a social media star. But what you're teaching on Tuesday night, that local boots on the ground approach, dominating your local market, that is something that anybody and everybody can do as long as they're willing to be coachable and get out and do the action. So just want to tell you how excited I am and looking forward to showing up on that and bringing as many people from my team as I possibly can. One more thing, when I send out communication, I over communicate. A few people will tell me that I don't need to know this. Well, you're one of a few thousand that may not need to know, but the rest of them need to know, right? I over communicate, but I encourage you guys, if you have a team, even if it's just one person, make sure you personally reach out to them between now and Tuesday and let them know that this training is coming up, because communication doesn't need to be just from corporate sending out communication. It needs to be from you And if you have one person in your organization, you've recruited one person, then you have a team and you're the team leader. And it's up to you to communicate that and help spread the word about what's going on and encourage them to do the same. Say, hey, if you've got people that you've recruited, reach out to them personally with a phone call or a text message and make sure that they know, and have that triple down effect going communication wise on your team. And you'll be amazed at what can happen. Thank you, David. Appreciate you big time.
Love it. Thank you. The third item on our checklist is set up your team communication, use group texting, shared calendar, Zoom, Zoho, Zoom, whatever it is to communicate and over communicate. Great point. It's just one of the many items on the checklist, but it's really easy to do. It's just easier not to. Takes discipline to stick to the process. Okay, Tuesday night, we're going to be live. I see a couple more hands up, so we're going to go to the couple other hands that you've got. But before I do, I just wanted to encourage, if you're a social media person, I did say, do it. If you're doing it, do it. But we're not going to teach it because that's not our thing. Now, how many times have I said, do a local video, put a video up? That's not becoming a social media influencer. I've gotten a lot of clients by doing a personal video. By doing a video on my Facebook wall. You should. It gets played by Facebook more. Facebook will show that more than a social square. McGuire made a social square yesterday. I loved it. It's my favorite one yet for Bank Breezy. I shared it on my LinkedIn. I never on LinkedIn. Shared it on my LinkedIn, my Facebook. I put a little comment on it. Share that stuff. Go social. That's one of our things we do for local leadership. So don't mishear that you shouldn't do social. If you're good at it, do it, but don't do it in replacement of following our coachable system. Don't do it in replacement of doing what we know works for everybody. As Ellen says, everyone can do what you're going to hear Tuesday. Every one of you can do that because you live in our country. Matt and Nick are the only two who can't, so they're able to do it from afar. And we did a call with their group. They had 29 people on who want to lead local markets last week. So we're doing a very similar call that we did with them last week for everybody Tuesday. And they had 29 people on, and many of them are now leading their local market and going through this checklist. You're all going to have access to it on Tuesday night, plus some. We got Deborah, and then we got Suzanne. What do we got? Deborah, why don't you go first?
Okay, so just want to share two things. One of the things, I used to do petitions in the past.
Petitions,
and
okay.
Someone asked me one day, don't you feel bad because you're always continually being rejected? And I said, my answer to them was, no, because I don't count the no's. I only count the yeses. So that was one thing. And then
before you continue, I want to make sure Ellen talked about something earlier. All she did was help us manage our perspectives.
Yeah.
Perspective management. If you're trying to get a yes when you approach someone, let me stop. You're not trying to get a yes for funding. You're trying to educate them of the Bank Breeze. I'm not talking to you, Deborah. I'm talking to everybody. You're not trying to get a yes. You'll get yeses. You're trying to educate the marketplace of the Bank Breezy funding platform as an alternative to the banks for if and when they need funding. If you've done that, you did not get a no. If they didn't apply, it doesn't matter. Did you educate them? Did they hear you? Did you meet, greet, and inform? It doesn't say meet, greet, inform, get an app, get a funding. It says meet, greet, and inform. That's all we have to do. We're responsible for the activity, not the outcome. We're responsible for putting the seed in the soil, not having the magic of turning that seed into an oak tree. We're just responsible for planting the seed. Take all the responsibility of getting fundings. Put it off your shoulder. You can hear it on people. We've had people on the huddles talking about, you could just feel their desperation to get a client. And it's like, come on, please don't try to get a funding today. Try to educate as many people as you can today, and you'll have fundings. Let the responsibility of the outcome be in God's hands and be in the timing of that business's hands. If you put that on your shoulders, man, you'll want to say the right thing. You want to say it the right way. You want to make sure you talk to the right business at the right time and come in with the right answer. Man, the pressure. No, we just meet, we greet, and we inform, and we make sure everyone in our local marketplace knows about Bank Breezy business funding. That's all our job is to do. So now, is that a no? That's a thank you for letting me know. Here's my card. Thanks for letting me know. I'll follow up with you soon. So, but yes, some people will recruit someone who say, I'm not interested. And she, as Deborah says, she doesn't count the no's. I'm doing the same thing. I don't try to get yeses. I try to educate them who I'm looking for, what it takes to win in DAC. I share what I believe, and I attract those who believe what I believe. And if they don't believe what I believe, they save me a lot of aggravation and time and phone calls and game plans and all the other things I'll do with them, and they still won't work. I've sorted that out by saying I'm looking for people who want to lead and develop their local marketplace, who want to serve their local business owners, who want to talk to business owners about our business funding, who want to help these rock star business owners. Does that interest you? No, that's not a no. That's a thank you for not, you don't believe what I believe. You don't want to do what I want to do. No problem. I educated you. It's not the right time for you. It's not the right fit for you. I'm going to educate someone else. And eventually I'll have 10 or 15 people in my local market who want to do that, who are excited to get together and talk about it, who want to meet at Starbucks to discuss it, who are coachable and say, hey, who are we talking to today? Let's go talk to John over at the deli. And hey, remember last week we talked to so-and-so, let's go see them again. And they're excited about it. It doesn't take grit when it's a fit. How do you make sure it's a fit? Share what it takes. Share the truth. Be truthful. Share what you believe on the front end. You'll attract people who believe what you believe. And it doesn't take grit. It's a fit. Thank you, Deborah. You had something else, though?
Yes. And just to say, all I do is put my seeds in my hands and I throw them. That's it.
Amen. Plant them.
Yes.
Plant them.
And
Plant them. Yes. Yes.
And I love it. That's why I love this job so much, because I don't have to sell. I don't have to. I love it. And then, so the other thing I was going to share is that every time, like Ellen said, the little pieces in to go back and think, those things, when we do that, and there's been that positivity that's come from it, it encourages me to keep going.
Yeah.
And it motivates me because I get rewarded when I do something that's toward the business or whatever, then I get rewarded by the fruit of it. And that keeps me going.
Amen. You know, I want to say something. You just inspired me. What Ellen said inspired me. I told the corporate team today, I wasn't looking when I started DAC to go open 100 local markets again. I did that twice. I created a lifestyle for myself already. I already succeeded at that. I already get to do what I want to do with my days. I already get to travel. I make enough money that I can do things. I'm not wealthy like some people are wealthy, but when you don't have to work and you can travel and do what you want to do, and you still have a certain amount of money coming in every month, and it's not going away, it's going up. Now you're doing what you're doing to make an impact and serve the Lord. It's a ministry in the marketplace, then you're great. But that doesn't mean you want to travel and go open markets and do all this other stuff and hit that grind again. What Ellen said today, the reason we're doing this Tuesday, the reason I asked Nick to do this last week is I do want to go make that type of impact. I do want to do what we've done in the past. She said, think about what you've done in the past. What I did in the past is I travel all over the country meeting with people who are leading their local market, not to talk them into leading it, already leading it. And we went and held events together and opened more markets. And I'm looking forward to doing it. I talked to my wife about it. Are you ready to travel? Are we ready to have some fun doing this? And we're going to get after it in a major way. So why are we doing Tuesdays? Because I'm looking for who wants to lead the local market, because we're going to go out there and build $1 billion company here. And some of you are going to be overriding billions in funding, hundreds of millions in bonus revenue, and you're going to be making 10% of it, 5% of it, hundreds of millions of dollars in bonus revenue a year. And you're going to make 5 or 10% of it. Because why? Because you decided to help Rocket Mortgage become Rocket Mortgage. You know how many people are wealthy at Rocket Mortgage just because they were there at the beginning? Now we're 10 years old, but we've never done this local market system. We've told you to do it. We've said you should do it. We've encouraged it. But now it's like, I don't have time for people who don't want to do it. We have a system to support them. We have leadership to support them. But if you say, hey, I've been looking for the thing are you willing to lead your local market? Are you willing to take your local market, put it on your back and monopolize it and make 150, 200 grand just from that one market and then know how to teach other markets? Are you willing to know the Chick-fil-A way, the McDonald's way? It's simple to do. It's not hard to make a French fry at McDonald's, but you got to learn the system. You got to know which bag to throw in the fryer, what button to push. You got to learn that. It's simple, but you still got to learn it. Well, I want to make fries my own way. I want to coat them with this and that. I want to put cheese on them. You don't get to own a McDonald's. Go start your own restaurant. So Tuesday night, is we're gearing up to do some amazing things. And what's the future hold? We've talked about equity for our brokers. We've talked about equity for our employees. David Russ does not need to own, I don't know, 100% of this company right now. I don't want to own 100%. I want to give it to the people who help build it. I want someone to give you, I want to give you what I wanted someone to give me when I was building their company, when I was creating 20%, 30% of their revenue, and they got rich and I got nothing but my paycheck. I won't do that to you. I won't do that to you. We go out and build a massive company. It'll be right in the pay plan. That's all you got to do. And you have equity. You've seen it in the past. It's not in our current one, but it's still there. It's just not in writing. Doesn't matter until people start hitting NMO. You got to hit NMO. Go hit NMO. Go hit NMO. Just go get it. All you got to do is get clients and lead a team. And certain revenue, you're going to get equity. It's going to be real simple. What does that mean? Nothing right now. What does it mean down the road? Well, what happens if we become a Rocket Mortgage? Tuesday night it all starts. 10-year-old company built the basement. Now it's time to build the high rise. Foundation's already built. Now we're going to build the high rise. Be a part of it Tuesday and run with us.